I was born in the year 1957 in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. The second of seven children, we were a large family living in a small world. A two-room shack with a dirt floor, patch walls, and a kitchen just big enough to cook tortillas over an open flame. My siblings and I slept like sardines in one room while my parents took the other. We did not have much, but we had each other. My father was a builder by trade, and I remember the day he began stacking bricks next to our little shack, starting work on a home he hoped we would one day live in. But in Tijuana, money was hard to come by, so he made the hard decision to leave for the United States to work as a bracero, a laborer with a temporary visa. He went alone, chasing a dream that we could not yet see. When he left, I was 6 years old. When a boy loses his father's presence at that age, it leaves more than just an absence. It leaves a wound. No dad at school programs, no dad on the sidelines at sports, no dad to show me what it meant to be a man. My mother was left to raise seven children on her own. She did her best, more than her best, but it was hard. With the money my father sent back, things improved a little, but it couldn't buy what we really needed. In 1975, our family finally came to America. We settled in East Los Angeles, a city of concrete and dreams, noise and struggle. I had just completed a diploma in accounting and bilingual studies in Tijuana, and I wanted to keep studying. I had ambition, but real life had other plans. I left college to work full-time and help my family. That decision started a slow drift, a current that pulled me away from the values I had known and into a lifestyle that promised excitement but delivered emptiness. It began with parties and drinking, then came drugs. My younger brother Nick had joined a lowrider car club called New Trend and eventually became its president. I got swept up in that world, beautiful cars, long nights, loud music. We'd cruise through cities like kings, polished chrome and roaring engines. But behind the shine, my soul was cracking. I started selling drugs, easy money, fast money. But sin always gives with one hand and takes with the other. I was soon hooked, lost, and spiraling. Addiction had me bound by chains. I wanted to stop but couldn't. The bottle and the white dust became my master. My mind was fraying, my peace was gone. I found myself in constant conflict with others, with the law, with myself. Eventually, I learned there was a warrant for my arrest. That's when I met Marta. It was my 24th birthday. The car club threw me a big party. Drugs, alcohol, loud music, chaos. And in the middle of it all stood Marta, the calm in the storm. The moment I saw her, something shifted. She was beautiful, yes, but more than that, there was a quiet strength in her. We started a relationship, but I was still running from the law, from my past, from myself. We tried to make things work, but the weight of my life was too heavy. So we ran. In 1984, we left California and moved to Prescott, Arizona. I even changed my identity, thinking a new name would mean a new beginning. But no matter how far I went, I could not outrun my sin. It followed me like a shadow. Our relationship was unraveling. We were very close to breaking apart. Then one day, in the center of town, everything changed. We were walking through the courthouse plaza when we heard a group of Christians sharing the gospel. They weren't shouting, they weren't judging, they were offering something we didn't know we were starving for: hope. They spoke of forgiveness, of redemption, of a new life. We didn't know it then, but Pastor Wayman Mitchell had been praying for revival. for souls just like ours to find Jesus. It was an instant, but slowly something began to stir. God was drawing us. Months passed, and then one day we surrendered. We gave our life to Jesus Christ, and everything changed. It was as if the chains that had me bound for years, addiction, guilt, shame, began to fall off. I felt washed, forgiven, clean. The lies, the fake identity, the past, I couldn't carry it anymore. God had rescued me, and it was time to walk in truth. When Pastor Mitchell returned from Australia, Martha and I met with him in his office. We told him everything, my past, my warrant, my fear, the fact that we were not even married. And then he married us. Regarding my case, he looked me in the eye and said something I will never forget. Baltazar, you got to face the bull by the horns. Even if you go to prison, serve God, live clean, read your Bible, come to church, and pray for God's intervention. Several years later, I was arrested. The past caught up to me. And I was taken to the Camp Verde jail. I signed the waiver for extradition. But in that cell, I made a covenant with God. Whatever happens, I will serve you. Just take care of my family. During those 17 days in jail, I led Bible studies. I shared the gospel. 16 men gave their life to Jesus. On the 17th day, God worked a miracle. The word came, California does not want to extradite. Let him go. I walked out of that place a free man in every way. Since that day, God has done more than I ever dreamed. He restored my marriage. He gave me 6 beautiful children and 21 grandchildren. He healed my mind and my body. 2 of my sons, Angel and Jesse, are now pastors. My daughter Yesenia and her husband Tim are missionaries in Kathmandu, Nepal. My daughter Hasmin and her husband Richard are also in ministry. This is what God does. He takes broken lives and writes new stories. He takes ashes and gives beauty. He takes out the heart of stone and replaces it with a heart that beats for Him. I stand here today not because I'm good, but because He is. Not because I was strong, but because He saved me. True riches don't come from the world. They come from knowing the living God. I am a citizen of heaven, and I wait eagerly for Christ's return. That is my story.